After uploading the Force Unleashed video, I noticed a comment on it saying how much they wanted to see that Sith DLC that I mentioned near the end of the last video. So I sat there and thought to myself, and then this brilliant idea hit me. We just reached 500 subscribers, so now on the community page, I can do polls. And what better way to decide where to go with the video than by letting you guys decide what you wanted to see? And it was a landslide that the majority of you wanted to see that DLC video. So let's check it out. Before I get into it though, I just kind of brushed over how we reached 500 subscribers, and to a lot of people, I'm sure that's not a lot. But to me and the guys here on the channel, it's like a dream come true. So thank you guys for the support and the comments and everything. It all means more than you'll ever know. Yeah, so, it's got something in my eye here. So yeah, the Force Unleashed. Let's start it off by going over the Darkside ending from the base game. Oops, hold on. I better get into character. There we go. Choosing to slay Vader and take his place, Starkiller jumps down menacingly. Approaching the already beaten Vader and slamming him into the walls of the ship, Starkiller grabs Vader's lightsaber, impaling him with his own blade, and then through the back with his own. Finally, after everything Vader had put us through, he had it coming. All the things he had done, not just us, but hundreds, thousands. It was all worth it. Right? Oh, hi, Coda! Approaching our new master, Emperor Palpatine tells us that he knew one day we would replace Vader. He was a weak, emotional, former shell of who he was. The Emperor tells us we have one final task to solidify our place ruling the galaxy at his side. Looking at Coda, he tells us to sever our ties with the Jedi and slay Master Coda. Unable to do it, we come to our senses, swinging at Palpatine, but he blocks our attack, blasting us into the upper layer of the deck. Juno arrives, ready to extract everyone, but Palpatine grabs the ship, sending it careening into Starkiller. Coming to, Starkiller wakes up, and we see so much metal and prosthetics, so many machines and pieces keeping Starkiller alive. Just like his master, Palpatine emerges, telling us how much promise we had. Such power, enough to even be his equal, his rival. He says to Starkiller that he has enemies that still need to be slain, and just like our master, we will do his bidding until he finds a new apprentice, and then we'll be replaced. All as the medical droids fill our line of sight, turning us into the Emperor's slave. Floating just on the outskirts of Tatooine, we see an Imperial Star Destroyer pop out a little flaming ship that seems to float out and explode. I really hope that wasn't us. On the planet, we see two little guys working on a droid. Oh man, I wonder what kind of adventures these fellas will go on. No! Not the Jawas! Turning around with a reveal, we see that it's Starkiller. I mean, who else would it be? He takes out a holoprojector to be greeted by none other than our Master Palpatine, who senses that we haven't finished the mission we've been sent out to complete. Come on, Palpatine, we just got here. Give us a minute. We're instructed to speak with Jabba the Hutt, whose spies have information that will aid us in our search for the droids Palpatine is after. Armed with the tools of the Darkside, we make our way through Tatooine, meeting over our comms Captain Beerus, who has presumably replaced Juno. Aw, man. We blast the Jawa sandcrawler out of our way and overload the security door to Jabba's palace, and we head in to introduce ourselves. Greeted by Jabba's droid, nope, never mind. Jabba states that he admires our talents and can make a man like us very wealthy. Ignoring his offer altogether and getting right to business, Starkiller tells Jabba that he's searching for 2 droids, and any information his spies can give to the Empire will be greatly compensated. Jabba says that there are too many droids to keep track of on the planet, but his droid spills the beans saying they're near Mos Eisley, and Jabba sends us to the Rancor pit. Hey, I saw you hiding there, Boba! Well, I mean, from our time spent on Felucia, Starkiller is well versed in Rancor wrangling. After beating Jabba's Rancor, Starkiller begins his escape and ventures towards Mos Eisley. On the way, we drop down into a trash room, or a smelting chamber as some— Proxy?
What's up, fuckers?
My gosh! The last time we saw you was— Oh, sorry, bud. We ask Proxy for help getting out of the room, and of course, our bud is happy to oblige. We race him to the eye, and Proxy turns into one of Jabba's guards, letting us out. Starkiller tells Proxy a pretty genuine thank you, I think, and tells us it was great to work with us again, as he short circuits, powering down for the last time. Come on, game. That's 3 times now! Dropping down from the garbage chute. Whoa! There you are, Boba!
Quite a mess you made of the place.
Greeted by Boba Fett upon arrival, he tells us that we've made quite a ruckus, and there's quite the sizable bounty on our head. Well, if you think you're up for the challenge, Boba, Come try it. After battling Boba and a few grunts that come to help him, we put him down by with his own rocket. Jeez. Just like Daddy. Starkiller bumps a ride to Mos Eisley, spotting R2 and 3PO boarding the Millennium Falcon. We go to nab them with the Force, only to be greeted by none other than Old Man Obi-Wan. Just a little side comment here. The likeness to Alec Guinness is impeccable. Very well done. The battle with Obi-Wan is grand, and just as exciting as you'd want it to be, coming from the man that bested our old master in his prime. However, seeing as Obi-Wan isn't, his wits and years of experience aren't enough to keep up with Starkiller's raw power. After pinning him to the wall with our saber, Starkiller picks him up and... I'm amazed yet terrified. Terramazed. Sending Obi-Wan into the thrust of the Falcon, vaporizing him. The Falcon prepares for takeoff when Obi-Wan's Force Ghost appears, continuing the fight. I had no idea that Force Ghosts could physically fight. Well, I mean, I guess it sort of makes sense seeing as Yoda destroyed that Jedi text tree thing in Episode 8 with that lightning bolt. Starkiller puts Spear at Obi-Wan down, zapping him into submission. And as he fades away, he warns Luke to run.
Run, Luke, run!
The Falcon takes off as Starkiller leaps up, successfully placing a tracker onto the ship as it escapes our grasps. This time. Starkiller's hunt for the Emperor's enemies has led him to Hoth, where Luke Skywalker has established a secret rebel base on the ice planet. Cutting to the planet's surface, we see a battle being waged between the rebels and the Empire, right as Starkiller throws his lightsaber into one of the ships, sending it careening into the ground.
Jesus fucking Christ!
Did I do that?
Starkiller makes landfall, and he's on his way towards his target. We are now greeted by Captain Kina, who will be aiding us through our mission on Hoth. Making our way through the caverns underneath the battle, we battle Wampas and platform across collapsing ice. Captain Keenan tells us the collapsing ice may be from the walker stomping above us. A simple error that anyone could have made, and he's gone. Moving on. We jam the dynamo that's keeping the generators moving, disabling the rebels' force fields, allowing us to do some serious damage to the rebels. Also, while loading in, I noticed a ponytail here on the back of Starkiller's helmet. First off, Starkiller never had long hair, and it's blonde. So is that Juno's? Entering a room, we're greeted by the man himself, Luke Skywalker. Hardly any room for words as a battle between the two quickly ensues. Starkiller easily overpowers the inexperienced Luke as he rips the door of a wall, releasing Wampas, giving him enough time to make a retreat. We make quick work of the Wampas and rebels as we storm through the base, arriving at a hangar. We disable the shield generators in the area, making another sector of the base vulnerable to our forces. However, as the shields disable, emergency doors close, sealing off the Millennium Falcon, leaving Luke the option to escape. No, not this time. We pry the doors open to the hangar that the Falcon's in, but as soon as it cracks open, Luke force pushes us, knocking us away from the door. Luke exits the hangar, ready to battle us, stating he won't run from his destiny, or from us. As the fight goes on, Luke begins getting angrier and angrier. The pain, the hopelessness. It's all starting to get more and more overwhelming as he loses the fight with Starkiller. Succumbing to the dark side, Luke gets a second wind, coming back more relentless and powerful than before. However, even with the power of the dark side, it's still not enough to take us down. In the middle of the battle, the Falcon goes to escape, but Starkiller grabs it, holding it in place. Only your hatred, only your anger will give you the strength you need to save your friends. A blast of lightning comes from Luke, prompting us to release the Falcon as his friends escape. Starkiller chuckles as he walks towards Luke, reinforcing the decision of our new apprentice. So that does it for the Sith portion of the DLC. I believe that there's another portion of it in the Force Unleashed too, so we will definitely look into it once we get there. So here's the last piece of DLC we'll be covering, guys. Arriving at what's left of the Jedi Temple, Proxy tells Starkiller that he will surely see Imperial resistance trying to enter. Knowing the risk, Starkiller insists that he needs to know more about his father. So we dive on in and start mowing down Imperial troops. Now, when Proxy said we'll be seeing resistance, oh boy did he mean it. Waves upon waves of troops you'll meet here. From jet troopers, shadow troopers, and all the way to the regular grunts. You're gonna have quite the time getting through all of them. Starkiller crosses the platform to the massive doors bearing the Republic symbol. Upon entering the temple, Master Coda tells us the holocron we're after is on the opposite side of the hall. So we get to work clearing a path to the central chasm. As we're working our way through the temple, we stumble upon an old Padawan training room.
Be careful. The training droids might still be operational.
Gah. Come on, what are the odds of these old things? Oh god! Someone help! After having our own little 300 moment against these training droids, we used the Force to create a makeshift pathway, finally clearing the way, letting us into the archives. Starkiller approaches the holocron, which projects his father before him. After so many years, in battles fought, he finally gets to see his father once again. His father speaks, addressing Starkiller directly. He tells him that he is in charge of his own destiny, and even though the dark side is strong within him, blood of a true Jedi courses through him. He must now face the Jedi trials, and he'll find all the strength and wisdom he needs within himself. Guys, I gotta go call my dad.
Hey, Dad. Yeah, it was Star Wars again.
Starkiller begins his trials, testing his connection and focus with the Force. You move an orb along a path, sort of like those toys in hospital waiting rooms when you were a kid. The next part of his trial is facing a Sith warrior, whose armor might look a little bit familiar.
Don't do it. Come on, man, you don't need to do it. Oh, what's this button do?
That's what I'm talking about! That's why he's giving me!
As Starkiller wages his battle attempting to complete the trial, a swing from his lightsaber knocks the helmet off the Sith, revealing it to be himself. A repulse from the Sith version of himself sends our hero careening to the platform below, as our evil counterpart begins his next phase of attack, sending piece after piece of this decaying temple at Starkiller. We move out of the way as the ground we stand on begins to break away. However, we finally strike him down as we run up pieces of debris being thrown at us, an epic scene straight out of Kingdom Hearts, as we rush up and finally end our battle. A weak Starkiller wakes up, hearing the echoes of the dark side within him saying,
You can never escape me.
Well, everybody, that was the DLC for Star Wars The Force Unleashed. I had a lot of fun making this because I could never get enough Star Wars in general. Starkiller is such a fun character, and it's always a great time coming back to revisit these games. I hope you all enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it, and I know it's going to run a little bit shorter because these DLCs are only about 30-45 minutes per episode, but it was still a lot of fun, and I hope you guys really enjoyed it. And now, I will see you all later with Star Wars The Force Unleashed 2.